Joining me now to make sense of what we've heard in court today is Ellyn Garofalo, a defense attorney from one of LA's biggest firms. Ellyn, thanks for coming on the show. I want to ask you first, what do you make of the prosecution's case so far? All right, it doesn't seem like Ellyn can hear me very well there, so we'll get her hooked up. We'll fix that for you. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some other big stories that are developing right now, shall we? Oh, no, let's try again one more time. Ellyn, do you hear me?
Not hearing?
I hear you now. I didn't hear you before.
Ellyn?
Yes, I hear you now.
Ellyn, can you hear me? All right, I'm going to go on to some other news here.
Yes.
We'll get that fixed up. Let's take a look at some other stories that are developing right now. The head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement for South Florida has been arrested on child pornography charges. The Justice Department says that Anthony Mangione is charged with transportation of child porn, receipt of child porn, and possession of child porn. If convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison. Mangione has reportedly been on leave from his job at ICE.
She wasn't hearing you.
At least 13 deaths are now blamed on listeria-tainted cantaloupes in the deadliest outbreak of a foodborne illness in more than a decade. In addition to the deaths, health officials say at least 72 people have become sick from eating tainted cantaloupes. The deaths and illnesses have been reported in 18 states from California to Maryland. Investigators say the source of the outbreak appears to be Jensen Farms in the Rocky Ford region of Colorado. The CDC says listeria can cause fever, muscle aches, diarrhea, and other gastrointestinal symptoms. An alleged SAT cheating scam uncovered on Long Island. The Nassau County District Attorney's Office says 19-year-old Sam Eshigoff was paid as much as $2,500 to take the college entrance exam for 6 students at Great Neck North High School. He faces felony fraud charges and could face up to 4 years in prison if convicted. The 6 students accused of paying him to take the test are all minors and face misdemeanor charges. The DA's office says rumors about the alleged cheating led to an investigation that found the 6 students' SAT scores were much better than their grade point averages. Authorities are looking into whether other schools and more students might even be involved. All this week, CNN is taking an in-depth look at why our government is so broken. And according to a new CNN ORC poll, the number of Americans who trust Washington is at an all-time low. Just 15% trust the government in Washington. That's down from 73% back in 1958. And when asked how often can you trust the government in Washington, take a look here. 77% said only some of the time. 8% say never. Just 2% say just about always.